channel. If you are watching live, make sure to say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Today we got a special one. If whether you're watching the replay or you're here live, I'm here with Richard. Richard and I actually got to hang out just a couple of days ago. We were in Arizona together, which
Yep.
is super fun. It was fun to meet you. It was funny when you first came up to me. I saw you. I was like, "That you look so familiar," and you were like, I could tell you recognized me, and I was like, Frank, like, okay, who is like Hyper Consulting? I know. And then it finally clicked. I was like, oh, phew. So it was fun to hang. And after hearing a little bit more of his story using low ticket call funnels, actually learning from one of these weekly live streams that we hosted a while back, I was like, hey, Richard, we got to have you on. You got to share your story. And today we're just pretty much in like a case study. I do want to be clear. Richard you haven't given me money. You've never done any paid consulting with me. So you're not really like a client. You only have watched like a lot our live trainings that we've hosted during the week.
Yeah.
And so just want to be clear, this is not like a paid client case study. He's just consumed this free content, which is why I wanted to bring him on, because it really shows and hopefully will encourage you guys to actually consume some of the stuff we're sharing and actually take action on it because it works. And so Richard here, I just asked him, I was like, hey, full funnel, since we last talked or since you'd watched a live stream, how much is a low ticket call funnel done? He said right around 300,000 in rev. And so it's crushing. And his high ticket offer is only $2,000. His back end offer is only $2,000. And so
Yep.
this goes to show how powerful this is with even more of a mid ticket, not really a high ticket back end. And so in this, we're going to ask him some questions: what he tried, what's working, what's not. And also he's going to talk about one thing he did to shorten his sales cycle from 7 to 14 days of a buyer going to a high ticket offer to 2 to 3 days, which is incredible. And so Richard, I appreciate you being here and excited to chat with you today.
Yeah, man. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm happy to be here.
Let's go. Let's run it. Okay. So give us some context. When did you get into the info space? When did your offer first get started? What market are you in? Just give us some background details.
I originally started working for, I started working for this guy. His name is Serge, and I was out in LA. I had just got, this is actually a crazy story. This is a good story. You'll love this.
All right.
And the audience will love this. But I had just got back from LA. I was a filmmaker back in the day. This was back in 2020, literally right before the pandemic. I was doing this, world tour. I did 25 countries in 9 months. We did like a world record breaking film called Nomad, and shot in all 7 continents and stuff. And I get back to LA and I don't have a gig, and I'm looking around and I'm like, who's the guy that I know that's got money? And I knew this guy, and I call him up and I'm like, hey man, do you need any help with your business? And he's like, to be honest, I don't need a videographer or anything. I need like somebody to run my online business, my education company that I have. And I was like, I can do that. Sure. Yeah. Like I've built funnels before. I had not done anything. So this was like 5 years ago. And anyways, he gave me a shot, and I start doing just very basic stuff, building, landing pages and stuff on ClickFunnels. And then, eventually I took on more responsibility, and now I'm the COO of the company. And so we were doing, we were doing around, I would say, like in the last year, we started doing like around 30 to 50K a month. And it was like, barely viable for us. And we were kind of, deciding which way should we go. And I guess to give you some context of how the business was like set up before I actually found out about you, was we had worked with different agencies on Facebook ads and all this stuff. And it was always like, working with agencies can be hit or miss, as you know, especially on the marketing side. And we always had our low ticket ascension funnel separate from our high ticket. And like, there was no bridge between the two. It was always just like, as long as we were getting like a 0.7 ROAS on Facebook on our low ticket, and typically we would do, like a lead gen, like opt-in page, sales page, upsell, checkout. So tripwire type funnel. And then they would get onto our email list. We would email them. And that on the email is where we would push them to book a call and get onto our high ticket. Well, we actually started doing book a call. We would typically sell our high ticket, which was 2K. We would sell that on a webinar. But we started this year building a sales team, doing it over the phone. And we changed our whole model from, it was actually back in July, whenever I found out about you and you were like, we're going to roast your funnel. And I was like, do mine. And the way, I mean, first of all, what you showed me on that, I guess I can talk a little bit about that, like what we changed on our funnel. It was a simple thing, but it was like the most effective thing that we changed. It was just, like you said, putting a gated VSL on an upsell. And that's what we did. And our sales page before it wasn't a gated VSL. It was just like basically a landing page, and they could get the offer or not. So we made that small change. And then that actually took us from we were like spending at the time between $5,000 and $10,000 a month on Facebook ads. And from that one change over the last 6 months, we scaled from 5 to 10,000 a month to right at 50 grand a month. And it was great. We still had, and then we still had the like book a call on the checkout page, but it was still your traditional opt-in page, sales page, upsell 1, upsell 2, upsell 3, checkout, with the book a call on the checkout. And recently, I think it was January 20th or something, that's whenever you did another live stream, and I watched it. I was like, what's Gavin up to? So I look at it and I was like, you talk about this new type of funnel where, and so we're doing it a little bit differently. I think you mentioned you're doing sales page, and then immediately after sales page, you're doing book a call upsell. And for us, we're doing opt-in, we're doing tripwire. So we're doing opt-in, sales page, which we still have about a, 8% conversion rate, 10% conversion rate on it, which is great. And then immediately after that is book a call. So I started testing that. And in the last 12 days of testing that, we added, first of all, we added an additional $8,000 to our total revenue in the last 12 days alone from the high ticket ascension. And we typically had a pretty long cycle when it came to client ascension. Yeah. Like it was like 7 to 14 days because of what I said before, where there was just no bridge between low ticket and high ticket.
Yeah.
So the only way we could get them onto our high ticket was through email once they were like in our universe, right?
Yeah.
But now with this new tech that you've shared, it's brought our ascension rate cycle down to, instead of 7 to 14 days, they book a call. Like we just sold one this morning right before I got on the call with you.
Dang.
Like, and I have a specific way that I do it, but I'm able to tag them as an upsell, and we're able to track it directly. But yeah, we've been able to get that cycle down to 2 to 3 days with our client ascension. Dang. And it's like, I'm telling you, mark my words, that is going to be the thing that allows us to scale from 50K to 65, 75K this month. And then the goal is to get to over 100K in ad spend, like hopefully by, second quarter or in the next couple of months.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And so I want to talk, so with the way you're doing it, like traditionally, like how you're saying, like my way of like how I usually set up my funnels and I've preached it, it looks something more like we're doing sales page, order form, book a call, and we're not doing the lead magnet, right? That's like the traditional way. You are saying you start the lead magnet, then when it's like a tripwire, they hit the sales page and then book a call?
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha. And then what's your on your opt-in rate? Like what's your opt-in rate right now, would you say?
It's between 35 and 40%.
Okay, so you're doing 35, 40%. And like this, because obviously you're in like the photography education market, so you're hitting with the lead magnet here. Do you feel like in that market, like did you start with that just because that's what you had heard and that's like the traditional way, or was there any thought process behind why you started with a lead magnet and then went to the sales page?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I've never had any success doing just direct direct sales page on Facebook ads, but I've had a lot of success doing it this way with the lead magnet. I would love to do direct sales page type stuff.
Test it out. And then let's say the number, with your sales page, is it a 2-step where the order form's on the sales page, or do they go sales page to an order form?
Yeah, we put the order form on the sales page because that increases the conversion rate. I mean, just from what I've tested.
What's the conversion rate of unique page views or page views that hit the sales page that then buy?
It's around 8 to 10% conversion rate.
10%. Okay.
Yeah.
8 to 10%. And then what's the ticket price that you're selling? Like, how much is the main front end product without bumps on that page?
$19.
$19. Okay. And then you have, when we talked, I know you said you have 1 bump, I think.
Well, I'm testing 2 bumps since we talked.
Gotcha. But you have 2 on there now.
Great. We just pulled our upsells into the order bumps like you suggested.
Sweet.
And it's worked out.
Awesome. And then what percentage of people who buy book a call?
I don't know the actual percentage. Probably, well, actually I do know. It's around, I would say 15%.
Okay. 15%. That's pretty standard because you're doing gated VSL where they get on the page, they can't see the calendar until a certain point.
Correct.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's right on KPI. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then, this is very interesting because normally like I would run it like just like this. Now, one area where I've kind of done a lead magnet like this is like a quiz funnel. That's like the only like for most markets we'd start with like a quiz, like that'd be our quiz, and then it hit the sales page. But it is super interesting. You're going back to like the OG like Russell Brunson tripwire days where you hit them with a lead magnet and then they get hit with the sales page. How similar is your front end offer to like the offer that's here? Like, does this offer make sense? Like, is it like an addition to what they already opted into? Is it something new or different? Like, what's really the selling point or difference from like the lead magnet? Obviously, without, you don't have to leak anything, but just trying to get like the psychology. Like, how did you make it connect? So that wasn't just a bunch of freebie seekers who didn't really want this thing.
Yeah. So the way we have it is on the front end. So the lead magnet is actually, we're in the photography industry. So the lead magnet is like a set of presets and filters, easy stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're just like our basic ones. And then on the sales page, we have a unique mechanism. It's, well, I was going to say it, but if I say it, I will probably give it away. But we have this unique mechanism that we teach to photographers.
Yep.
And it's one, this specific editing technique is the thing that has won like dozens and dozens of international awards. Photographers who use it get published, they get into galleries, they get deals with brands, and we've had our students have gone on to like start very, very successful careers.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I mean, you've seen it. I think you know, but
it's awesome.
Anyways, so that's sort of, it's like a crash course for teaching them that unique mechanism. And it's more like an editing technique.
Yeah.
And then on the order bumps, which they were upsells, we pulled them in as order bumps now. The order bumps are more advanced tools and templates for the photographer to use to apply that. And then how that connects to now the high ticket, which is our 2K product. It basically teaches that same unique mechanism, but through a certified coach. And it's assignment based. So they have to submit, photos, and you basically drill them. It's like a drill, and they have to pass. And then at the very end, there's like they have to show competency, and they have to basically pull it off perfectly. And at the very end, they get a diploma and they get certified by our founder.
I like that. That's one thing I really, really like right now is like certification model. Like that, like it's like a diploma. Like it allows you to like give people the feeling of completion without it necessarily needing to be a claim, because not everyone's like, if you were to say like make X amount of money or get a job. That's a far off goal where you're like, you can't truly control that. But what you can control is like someone getting certified.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like that had like when people get certified, how many people that get certified refund?
Oh, I mean, no, they
Yeah,
0.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they got what they wanted. Like that's the
0.
And then
We've
how
never
like,
the only people who ask for a refund are people who haven't completed the program.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
that's how it is.
What and then like with the certification part, do you have them like take a final test at the end, or they just have to complete all the assignments?
That's what it is. The final assignment is the certification assignment where they have to, well, it's just a
Yeah,
final assignment that they have to
yeah.
submit, and they have to show competency, and they have to show
Mm,
that they know what they're doing, and they have to apply certain rules to their
mm,
photo. So
yep.
it's partly, they have to go out and shoot photos and then
Yeah.
submit them and then edit them a certain way. And
Dang.
yeah, the whole thing takes, we've had people complete it in 2 to 3 months, and some people take a little bit longer,
Yeah.
some take a
Is that
year.
really on this on the VSL on the in the Lowticket funnel? Is that like the selling point is like get certified? Is that like a big angle and hook of it, or is it just like get coaching, or what's like the selling angle for getting them on the phone call?
Yeah, well, now that I think about it, that could be a great angle. We don't
Yeah.
actually mention the certification
Hmm.
on the VSL itself. I don't think we do.
Hmm.
We more talk about the value of learning and applying this unique mechanism and having a certified coach
Yeah.
walk you through it. Actually, the way we start off, like the actual hook of the
Yeah.
VSL is like, let me review. It's our
Ah.
founder saying, I want to review your photos. And
Yes.
the way we get people to book a call, the draw in is submit your photos to us, and we'll give you a free photo review, which we
Hmm.
normally charge for.
Yep.
But so they have to submit their photos to us, and we do a whole breakdown
On
and
the call, like on the sales call?
exactly. Yeah.
How do you get your close? Because that's one thing, like one of our offers, we try to do something more evaluative like that, but it's hard to train our closers at scale, like what to really say or do, like our expert. Do your closers like is it pretty general review, or is it like you have to train them in like what to look for?
Yeah, well, that's actually, since we started building our sales team, it used to be just one guy, and he was actually a guy who went through our high ticket
Yeah,
program. He got a certification. He's an
yeah.
amazing photographer, and he sells his photos already on his own, um, and through like Fine Art America and stuff. And he was like, I would love to sell this offer for you guys.
Hmm.
We brought him on originally. So like he's just like, he is a Rolls Royce of a salesperson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like we didn't have to do anything with him.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
he was
he's just like
his
worked right off the
closing,
bat.
yeah, his closing rate's like 55%.
Yeah,
Like great.
he's gone through the product. He can tell them like I used to be a customer.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so what we
dream
found
situation.
was, now we started our own internal training program, which we've been working on for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And now we just put our first, additional sales rep through this program. But generally, it is interesting because this is such a specific niche
Yeah,
that we're finding a lot more success because now we have 4 sales reps,
dang.
and it's much easier to find a photographer who's interested in sales than finding a salesperson who wants to make
Yes,
money and then make them interested in photography. You know what I
true,
mean?
true. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I know that's what I know like Warrior Babe, a lot of their initial first reps were all just women who had gone through the program before. And
Yeah, it
then
makes
they
sense.
were more like salespeople. And that's one thing I've always wanted with our offer is like, how could we just recruit internally? Because chances are there's somebody who'd be willing to learn sales. But if they've gone through the product, they're gonna be sometimes the best sales reps because they can just speak from experience and be like, here's my results, here's what I did for me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dang, that's awesome. So then with the current flow that you have right now, we got the front end, then we have the book call. What's like the biggest bottleneck right now that you're optimizing for going into February? Like what lever are you trying to pull or need to fix to really pump this?
Like 100%, it's getting more sales reps on the calendar because
Mhm.
we had 3 sales reps. And since we started this, before we were just like with the traditional upsell 1, upsell 2, upsell
Yeah.
3 structure of a funnel, all you're doing is you're adding more time to the cycle when there
Yep.
doesn't need to be. And there's this false data floating around the marketing space that like a customer needs to get your low ticket thing first and then have a nice win with that. And then you need to
Yes.
take to the logical next step and then the logical next step. And it's
Yeah.
like, maybe that, I don't know, maybe that was true before, but I like,
Yeah.
since I've been testing this, I'm like, well, that's not true at all. But we can
Yeah.
shorten the sales cycle. And as long as it's results focused and they can see that the result is something that they would want and it fixes a real problem,
Yeah.
like what we're seeing is people are just, like I said, we
Yeah.
completely shortened our sales cycle down to 2 to 3 days instead of a 1 to 2 week process.
Yeah. That's so
So
true. Like I used to
I
think
have
that
another,
too.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I
I was
thought
gonna say,
the real sales cycle was like I used to even preach it. I was like, no, guys, like the real sales cycle is your low ticket product. That's what sells them. And then I was like looking at how many people were doing the high ticket. Did they go through the low ticket? And most times they didn't. They just like looked at it and they would come through really quick. Like they hadn't really even gone through it. So I was like, oh shoot, that's not true.
yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say one thing that I sort of put my own spin on this new low ticket funnel that I have is, and this will be some sauce for your audience as well
Yeah.
that you can use because we're also seeing some really good results from it. But if you capture the customer's phone number on the order form,
Yep.
so you're on the sales page,
Hmm.
you capture their phone number, and then immediately they go to the book a call page, right?
Yep.
Well, I have a automation set up to where we check if the person has an upsell tag, meaning they decided to fill out the
Mm.
form on the upsell page.
Yep.
Because we do survey calendar on the
Yep.
upsell for book a call. If they don't have the upsell tag, which means they didn't take the upsell for book
Yep.
a call, we then have an automated sequence that sends them a welcome text message.
Hmm.
And we say, hey, how did you find out about us? Hey, so and so,
Yep.
this is so and so. How did you find out about us? And they're like, oh, I saw you on Facebook. And you're like, cool. Well, just want you to know that you still can grab your one-on-one photo review here, book it here.
Mm. Mm.
So it's another touch point where if
Yep.
they don't fill it out on the upsell, we get them on the text message.
Yep.
And we've seen, I mean, it's not a huge, I would say 1
Yeah,
in
you're still
10
scooping up
people.
some.
Yeah, but you're still scooping up that 10% that don't get it. So
That's
that's
awesome.
another angle you can put on it as well.
Where else are you in, like, do you do stuff through email, your members area? What are some other areas where you've been pushing them to the call?
Everywhere. Like we recently,
Good answer.
yeah, no, like seriously, we changed our entire business model from, we were doing like low ticket courses where it was
Yep.
just like kind of like a Shopify store for digital products where it's like,
Yeah.
get this course on Photoshop, get this course on Lightroom, get this course on camera settings. And then we changed it from that model to everything is application based only.
Yep.
And we put the application, like we've had some really great success. If you use a button on any application page, and I don't know, might be common knowledge now, but like I've seen it where people use a CTA button and somebody has to click it to open it up
Yeah.
and fill out a form. I've seen like literally upwards of like 300% engagement on the survey if it's just embedded directly on the page
Mm,
versus a call to action button.
that's good. Yeah.
And so we embed it everywhere, like on the side panel for like on the blog, like literally everywhere we
Just like
can,
a type form?
inside the members area for the low ticket stuff,
Just like a type form?
literally.
Hmm. That's smart. I wonder because some of our stuff we host, I can't do custom embeds in the members area. Maybe I can actually. Because we just
You
have
should,
like a link right now, but I can. That'd be interesting to test.
yeah, like direct embed on the actual members area
Put it
for the low
everywhere.
ticket. Yeah, we've seen like literally it's like 30% of our applications come from direct embed on the website for like members area for Lowticket, and it's like 30% from there, 30% from email, and 30% from Facebook ads right now, pretty evenly.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still do webinars at all right now? I know you said a webinar before. Do you still run those to book calls or anything?
Yeah. So we're starting to test out running webinars, and instead of direct to cart, like call to action where they would just take it, we're just driving people to book a call.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And so we've only done it to our warm audience, and like, to be completely honest, like cold webinars on Facebook ads is not something we've cracked yet.
Yeah.
So I would love to, because I know it's a profitable model for a lot of people.
Yeah. That's awesome. What your closers, like how, okay, I know one objection people always struggle with is like, oh, people be coming in and they say like, oh, I'm gonna go through a low ticket first, right? Or like, I want to get started at first. How are you having your team handle that, or how have they really handled that objection?
Well,
if any,
I mean, so that specific objection,
or you not see that much?
We don't see it that much for us. Typically what we do see is I need to talk to my spouse.
Yep.
And I want to do it, just not right now. Because like, it's funny you asked this question, because we literally had, we did a training with our sales team yesterday.
Yep.
And they were telling us the most common objections. And that, the thing that our head of sales said was like, he's like, no, like literally after I like give them an indoctrination on what the high ticket is, I never hear like, no, that doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like something I would want to do.
Yeah.
They all say it sounds great, and it's just, I don't want to do it now. And so the way we handle that is I'm going to give you some sauce now.
Okay, shoot.
So the way you handle it is, there's a secret. There's a great book, by the way. It was written in the 1960s. It's called Big League Sales. For everybody watching, it's called Big League Sales. If you find a physical copy, it's probably going to be like $300 on Amazon.
Whoa.
I happen to have a physical copy, but
it's expensive. Holy crap.
And it's probably the best sales and objection handling book I have ever seen. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes over these sales techniques where he calls it a brick overcoat, right? Everybody's wearing a brick overcoat. And the bricks that they're wearing are no's. Like, no, because this. And every brick that your salesperson can successfully remove is an objection that they handle. And so nobody likes to be sold. And the thing that you can do to dissolve that brick overcoat that everybody's wearing, because they don't want to be sold anything, they want to make a self-determined decision to do something. They don't want to feel like they're being pushed to buy something.
True.
And so the secret to dissolving that brick overcoat is just using genuine admiration and saying like, look, I understand it's like, totally, I know you have this trip planned and a lot of things can change. But look, you are the person, like we have thousands of people that apply to this thing. We can only talk to a couple hundred per month. And out of the couple hundred that we talk to, there's only literally a handful that we allow into the program. I'm telling you, I talk to all of those people every day. You are the exact person that we would want in this program, that we're looking for. Like, I've seen your photos. You're the exact person that we would want to work with. If there is any chance that we can make this happen today, it would be life-changing for you. Now, it has to be genuine, and it has to be a genuine thing. Yeah. Like, I know this is crazy, but if there's any chance we can make this happen today, it would be amazing for you. I know that we can make this happen for you. And it has to be genuine. You can't be an asshole.
Yeah.
It can't be a guy that's like, it can't just be not true. It has to be genuine.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
smart.
works pretty well.
That's really, I've never heard an approach like that.
Yeah.
Usually it's just like, why can't you? Or you kind of press them a bit, like you kind of ego check them instead of like building them up, which doesn't always go well.
You can get to the truth of it, like what is the real objection? But I tweeted this out the other day, but one of the best pieces of advice that I got from a guy who he has like many companies doing over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And I actually got to speak to him, and he said, the secret to managing people, and it's the same with sales. He said, if you validate ability, you get more ability.
Yeah.
When you attack someone's inability, you get more inability. And a simple example of that is like a person who's a drug addict.
Yeah.
And you go, look, why are you doing drugs? You're like a bum. Like nobody likes to be around you. It like you smell. It's terrible for your health. You're ruining your relationships. Well, all you're doing is attacking his inability. So he's going to feel introverted on that. He's not going to feel good about that. And what's his solution to not feeling good? Doing drugs. So when you attack someone's inability, you're going to get more inability. But if you validate somebody's ability, if you say like, you are genuinely an amazing photographer. Like you made it on this call. We have a filtering process. We can't talk to everybody. Like we just don't have enough people to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're even on this call, like you are the type of person that we love to work with. So you're validating their ability there. And you're going to get more of that. They're not going to be like, no, F you. Like, that's not true. That's not going to happen.
True.
And it's just genuine admiration,
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
I have to see. I don't run our sales team. I have an agency that does it, but I'm gonna ask them about that strat. Like if they do it all, or listen to our calls and see if there's any place they can do that. That'd be interesting to try that.
Yeah.
Feels better. It makes the person feel good. Which, like you said, they want to feel good coming into it. They don't want to be like pressed.
Yeah, no. The second somebody feels like they're being sold, they bounce,
Yeah.
They give you the excuse. And even if they want to do it, they're just like, no, because I don't want you to be the one to make a decision. I want to be
they don't want like you won and you got them.
Yeah.
That's good.
But he goes over that in Big League Sales as well. It's like that's all-time best sales book I've ever read.
That's crazy. Never heard of it. I mean, it must be if it's freaking $500 resold on it eBay.
Yeah.
There's like signed autographs. It's crazy. What's the target you're shooting for right now at the company? Like what milestone are you sprinting to next, revenue wise or achievement wise?
So definitely we're trying. So we want to get to this month. I want to get to 65 to 75,000 of ad spend per month by the end of this month.
Yep.
And then by second quarter of this year, I want to be over 100,000 of ad spend per month. We're currently at 3 sales reps. And the thing we're doing is we're just scaling this book a call thing. And
for sure.
We're scaling this book a call thing. So we're at 3 sales reps. We got a 4th one on deck. We want to get to 10 sales reps I think we can do it by the end of this year, but there's a lot of organizational stuff that I need to take care of in order to make that happen. Like the training program that we're doing internally. There's a lot of that stuff that like I didn't think about whenever you're just scaling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. That, and then revenue wise, we want to get we actually have, like I said before, we were plateaued at like 50K of ad spend, and like we hit a ceiling. We went from like 30 to 50K profit a month to between 100 and 200K profit a month. And we've been sort of stuck at that ceiling for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
And now that we have this new, low ticket ascension funnel, like we just explained.
Yeah.
Now we actually can break through that ceiling, because I can already see it just based on the stats. Like I can see the ascension cycle time. Now it's down to 2 to 3 days instead of.
And if you were to rip your friggin' price higher too, which you're doing soon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We're gonna bump it to 2,500. Yeah, so we can get to Yeah, I really want to break 200K profit
Oh yeah,
this month. That would be
definitely,
amazing.
definitely. I think for sure, bro. All right, let's get some questions, guys. If you want to ask questions in the comments, I'll be able to see them. Whether you are on Facebook or you're on X or YouTube, go ahead and drop in the chat if you have any questions for Richard before we jump. I know we have one right now. So we have, do you push book a call with the phone numbers that you capture too?
Yeah, so that's what I was explaining earlier. We have an automation set up, and it's you have to kind of really map it out. But on the sales page, you don't first of all, you don't want to talk, you don't if you're ever running a lead magnet, I personally don't see the point in collecting a phone number on a lead magnet because I would rather talk to a buyer like an actual prospect than just
Yeah.
somebody who got some free stuff. So we put the phone number on the sales page. And then immediately after the sales page is the book a call upsell. Now I have an automation set up to check if the person didn't take the upsell. We then take their phone number from that sales page and we put them through a welcome text message sequence. And that sequence is very simple. It just says, "Hey, so and so, this is so and so with our team. How did you find out about us?" And they're like, "Oh, I found out through a Facebook ad." And we say, "Great. Well, just so you know, you can still book your one-on-one photo review here." And so we sort of almost position it as like a thing that they're getting for being a part of our universe. And we've seen a lot of success with that. Like we get an additional, I would say 10% of people take that, and just as a welcome sequence with a text. Yeah.
Do you ever get people that like they get on the call and they're like, I thought I was just getting a photo review. Why are you selling me? Or is it pretty clear?
Well, no, the way we do the sales calls is we fulfill on our promise of the photo review. So we actually give them real value, and we say, and then we just sort of gently lead into, what we offer as a service, which is basically what we just gave them for free, but on a weekly basis. And like in addition to the course structure where there's assignments and real feedback from a certified instructor,
Yeah.
we also have the weekly calls that we do with them, and which is sort of a similar structure where people can submit their photos and stuff like that.
It's almost like a sample. They're like sampling what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Book. So it was big league sales, right?
Big league sales.
Big league.
Yeah.
Sales.
If you can get a physical copy, like God bless, because
that view what's up. And then with this offer, you have someone else as the face of it. You have like you're operating someone else is like, is there an expert, right? So you're kind of running.
I'm the operator. He's the expert.
Yep.
For sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
If you've ever studied photography, you would know this guy. He's like the OG. He was literally one of the OGs of doing Lightroom and Photoshop tutorials on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Josh, how long do you stay with experts? I've wanted to work in 7 months now. I mean, I stay with them as long as possible. I've transitioned through a few of them. Like one had a baby, so we offboard them because they didn't want to do coaching. I had one I didn't like anymore because they weren't as dialed in, didn't want to grow something big. But the one I've had them going all in right now, I've been with since August or September. Yeah, I think it was August when we first started signing them. So, and we'll stay with them forever, as long as things stay in place. How long have you been with your partner, Richard?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
You guys must get along.
I wasn't always the operator. I was, like I said, when I first started, I was like, I knew nothing about marketing and online business. I was literally a filmmaker out in LA, and I just needed to make some money. And I started doing emails for him. And then I started building very simple landing pages, and eventually became the operator of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. You read that?
Yeah. So we did offer mid-ticket products, like a couple $100 range. We did that for a while on webinars. but we found that the best service that we can give our customers is really our flagship high ticket product. And even if like even with a mid ticket product, it's usually at scale. Like even at scale, it's I haven't found it to be workable. Like maybe back in
Start.
the day, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the second part of the question? Yeah, there you go. So removing some components of the high ticket for a lower price grab. We do have a low ticket subscription, which is $97 a month. And we just call that the Academy. And that's for people. And we have a certified coach that teaches that, every week. And they get basically we took all of our courses. We used to sell one-off courses like Lightroom tutorial, Photoshop tutorial, and like different variations of that. We had like over 100 different individual products. We took all of those things and we bundled them into we like placed them in a course structure. We removed a lot of courses that didn't make sense anymore, and we just put everything into a simple course structure. And then we do a weekly call, and we just called that the Academy, and it's $97 a month. That's our low ticket, and that's what we sell. We don't sell one-off courses anymore, really.
Yeah. If you guys have any other questions, drop them below. Last chance. Leave them in there so Richard can answer them for you guys based on his situation. But yeah, I think with the mid ticket, the only time I see mid ticket work is they sell mid ticket on a webinar, but then right away they're selling like a high ticket afterwards. Like their profits all made.
Yeah.
Like their mid ticket's
So
just acting as their low ticket.
Yeah.
So either way, you're still doing it. So it's like some people want to get away with it, but like even a company I knew that was running like a automated webinar that was doing get like 50,000 a month, like they couldn't get past that. So they just built a sale. It's like you can't really avoid
exactly, especially scaling it on Facebook, like a couple $100. It's like, man.
Yeah, you need to. A little more starter question.
Yeah.
I guess more so. I mean, what's the best way to start when you're zero, no working off, no audience, get your first working offer? I mean, I would say it depends. Like, so I think there's two tracks. So I'm curious your thoughts too, Richard. I feel like everyone has a different answer because we all started differently. But it's like if you want to be an info, you either have expertise that you can sell yourself, or you sell other people's expertise as like an operator. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have your own. Okay, you start building your brand organically. You start posting wins, show that you're worth someone listening to, and you'll get some traction. If you don't want to be your own expert, then you either are an affiliate marketer or you're an operator or do client work, kind of like how Richard, you were doing like some of the landing pages and this, that, and 5 years later, here you are running the whole thing. So I feel like that's what you take. You first like, do you have an expertise or knowledge that you could share that's valuable to the market, or do you have to sell someone else's? And then kind of step your way up. But what would you say, Richard? Like if you're starting over, like how would you do it? Would you do it the same way you did it? Would you change anything?
Yeah, I guess it's individual to everybody, but I think that was a great answer. It just depends on, do you want to be the expert do you actually have true expertise in an area, or would you prefer to just run the operations? And, if you're interested in marketing, a lot of the experts that I've seen and worked with, they're interested in marketing, but not like, I'm way more interested in marketing than I am interested in being an expert and being, look at me. So it just depends on your personality, really,
Yeah.
And like there may come a time where you need to be the expert and you need to step up and do your own thing too,
Sometimes you can grow past it, but some people just innately don't want to. It's like,
yeah.
Like one of my friends, he started, his first business was a social media marketing agency for pressure washers. Then he got into copywriting for info. Now he's selling Ozempic as an affiliate, and he loves that. It's like you never would have thought he'd end up there, right? Like what? So it's like that's why I tell people, like, don't think what you start with is what you're going to be doing 5 years from now. Like, what I'm doing today looks nothing like what I was doing 5 years ago or thought I'd be doing.
My God.
Same with you. It's like, so why get so attached? Just start doing something.
Yeah.
And then you'll just end up there and you're like, oh, cool. Now I can see further. So that's why I just start. How do you find the right creators, opportunities to partner with? I am very like a relationship based. Like I put the intention out there for what I want. I think they come to me or I'll like come across them. But I just email or DM people. Like I was even
Mhm.
just like if I see someone I like their content or I like them, I'm just like I see opportunity and I feel like, oh, I could help them or I like their stuff. I just hit them up. I don't know.
Yeah, like the best piece of advice I could give on that is literally just find people, like push power to power as much as possible.
Hmm.
Find somebody who's in power in their career or in their life that's just crushing it,
Yep.
and push as much power to that person as possible, and find out actually, don't assume, like find out actually what is needed and wanted from that person that they need and want in their
Mhm.
business or whatever, however you can be helpful, and start there
Yeah.
and just supply that need and want.
Yeah. And soon I feel like you get to the point where once you do something enough, you just see the areas where they need help. So I can
Yeah.
just go on socials or ads and be like, oh, they have this gap. I can fill it. And I have strong confidence to approach them and just like be very direct. But obviously, when you're starting, you kind of have to get some reps in first.
Yeah.
What's the average drop off from opt in to checkout? I mean, it depends on the type of funnel. Opt in to checkout. I mean, when you're running a ad, so direct sales page, to an
Mhm.
order form like they're opting in or initiating checkout, usually it's a 12% opt-in rate, which means we're losing what? It's at 70 or to be 78% or 80, whatever percent is not opting in. So usually it's just like usually at the ad level, we need better ads that get better clicks to the page, the headline. Usually we look at the heat map and we're seeing, are they dropping off too early? Do we need ads up above the fold to really sell them because they're not scrolling? And then if you're talking about just on the checkout, people dropping, usually it's like 35 to 45% of people will convert on the checkout. And the way that I found to make more people go through is like simplifying what's on the checkout and removing stuff, making it like a very
Mhm.
basic checkout. The more text I had, the more images, the more this or that, the like worse conversion rate I had. But what would you say, Richard? What are some things you've done?
Well, yeah, actually, I was actually going to ask you a question about that because,
Yeah,
or a follow up question because, um, do you typically do checkout on a separate page, or do you
I
just
do. That's just how I've always just done it that way, and like we've done like our current funnel, we don't opt into it, so we just have click and they go to another page. But
yeah,
and that one's converting out 5 to 6%. So like
okay,
I do it, but I just haven't really tested any other way.
yeah, you should test like on click, just scroll to checkout
Further
at the
down,
bottom.
yeah,
Yeah, that I once we started doing that, I never did it any other way, and I didn't because I found that people would bounce on the checkout if they had to be redirected to another page for
yeah,
whatever
for
reason.
sure,
And yeah, either having the checkout as a pop-up on the same page on click, or just having it at the bottom of the page and just click to
yeah.
scroll.
So I remember I
Um,
saw first person I saw do it well was like Russell with his selling online challenge. I saw
yeah.
he had like that. I was like, oh, that like seemed interesting. So I bet we'll probably test at some point. Usually, like one of the reasons why we did this before because we like our abandoned cart sequence was scooping up a lot of people that dropped, so that was fine. There's also the
Mm,
argument of
yeah.
intention, like sometimes we're like, but at the same, it's like either way, like it's still obviously
It's
the goal is to remove friction. So
yeah, it's also the same reason why we don't do on our book a call application, we don't do survey and then
another
calendar on a
page.
separate page. We have it on the same,
Yep.
like we have survey and then if they're
You
qualified
embed the
on this,
calendar.
yeah, it's on the same page.
Yep. Like
Because
on
they're
inside the type form, right? Like how you can like embed a calendar to it.
exactly, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because there's quite a drop off if you do it the other way, where it's like calendars on the
Yeah.
second page.
Yep. Let's see. Josh, in the last live stream, you mentioned you completely outsource the sales team. Those companies work a percentage or retainer. Yeah, they all do percentage. Some people might do an upfront fee. Some people might hit you with a setup fee, like selling to closing. They had like a setup fee, which is like $1,500, $2,500. I mean, it might go up, but they're very strict. They're just very strict on who they pick because they're strictly performance. So it's almost like getting a growth operator. So I pretty much just have to like beg them and convince them if it's an early offer, like trust me, like this is good, and like because they want you to sell them on like why they should bring their team on because they're expanding a lot of energy. So
Mm,
with you like him, luckily Zach and I are boys, so I've done work with them, send a lot of deals where it's easier to. but you still have to like talk to C-suite. Everyone's got to be on the same page. They're very good. I'd work with other people. They don't heavily vet you and they just say yes. Run from those sales agencies. They're not good at what they do. They're not selective enough, and they're gonna suck because they're just desperate. Like if they're taking on right away without any due diligence, they're terrible and they're brand new. Do not work with them. They should be like skeptical of you because their income is dependent on how much lead volume you can push to them. So that's a mistake I've made. If anyone was like, yeah, we'll onboard you right away, it always has turned out bad. But like Zach was like 3 months of due diligence and like showing him numbers, and it's been amazing. So any other companies, I mean, you usually have to be doing like $100,000 a month for people like Josh Troy. There's Zach. Who else? There's what's his name? Do you know any done for sales agencies? Let me see.
I was literally gonna say Josh.
Yeah,
Josh Troy.
They're out there. Like you make a post, it'll be a bunch that floods you. What's his name? But other than that, I don't.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I've only worked with that.
Good ones.
Yeah, like I can't. Those are the only ones I worked with. So they're not many out there. What do you think of dry testing offers? I've never done it. It's like, why not spend all that time and energy just doing market research and like wasting dollars on a fake offer?
It's easy to do a survey.
Yeah. Like why make up a whole product, design a whole funnel, launch it with nothing to buy? Like you're guaranteed to lose money. So, and you're still wasting time setting everything up. You might as well do all the research, build an actual funnel, and actually be able to collect money. It doesn't make any sense. You're exerting the same amount of energy to build a dry test. Other than maybe the product, but it's like, then have an MVP product. Like let the product be like a Google Doc to start and call it V1 and like add in stuff later. I don't know. I just don't see, or just like do market research so you know people would want it, or just ask people. Or if your competitors are selling something similar, it's like, you probably knew that, photography packs and presets are going to sell because there's other people doing it. It's like,
yeah.
So you can either do market
research or just ask your own audience what type of offers that they're interested in and what they want to improve, what's blocking them from improving.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you can figure it out. It's pretty hard. Like I'll even do like I love like in person, like I'll like when I have an idea of an offer, I'll like do a bunch of market research and think through it. And then once I really like it, I'll start like just mentioning it to people in my market. So like even at the event, when I was doing my talk, like I mentioned like the new cohort I'm going to do for Ascension Officer. And I was like, hey, like here's my new idea. And I kind of like threw it out to the room and like got their feedback and like saw their facial response, like saw people. And they were like, oh yeah, like that's awesome. And like even you were like, hey, you want to like you want to And I was like, I'll place one of my guys. So I'm like, here's my validation. I'm like, okay, pay for this, and or like the model I'm going to teach for ascensionofficer.com like makes sense. So I was like, you just go in person, talk to your friends and family if you're in your market, like see what they think, like genuine people, like person to person, you can get a general feel for what people will say. So you don't need like hundreds either. Like you can get a general vibe. Again, if other people are selling it, you probably can sell it too. Just make yours better then. Sweet. Any last one, guys? Last chance to ask some questions. 5-ish more minutes here. In the chat, feel free to drop them.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know, a tripwire is opt-in page to sales page immediately after.
I've never done one because I found that like my intent of click was a lot lower. So then it was like they get a lead magnet thing, a paid thing, and then they would bounce. But I think it's just because of the market I'm in. Versus like your market, I could see it working well because they're used to like lead magnets, preset templates, and then you're selling like more, but like the better version.
And also if you optimize your pixel for purchase, even if you use a lead magnet and if your pixel's optimized for purchase, it'll still send you high quality traffic that will convert.
So you optimize for purchase even though it's a lead. So you optimize for the step past it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dynamic or static markets. I mean, dynamic markets usually are like, that's like trends. You're writing trends and like trends make a lot of money. So I'll do both. Like, but I'm like, I'm aware of the end date. So I just time it. And then static markets are just like never change, like it's nice for the long-term growth. So both, I don't know. Your market's pretty static.
Yeah.
It's like not going to Do you think AI would ever affect your market, or how would you pivot to add
No,
AI into it?
it's interesting. If you go to Answer the Public, one of the most asked questions on just photography related is, will AI replace photography? And it's like, you know, I don't know. That's probably a most asked question for any market, I would think. Like, is AI going to replace this? Is AI going to replace that?
Yeah.
You know, insert blue collar job here.
Yeah.
And we've found that, well, like photography is always going to be around no matter what, just because people like to document stuff,
Mhm.
even for the historical significance of things. But it's actually a growing market. I thought it wouldn't be, but it is very
Dang.
much. It's also an art. People want to
True.
express themselves, so it's an
True.
art form.
For sales pages, do you copy what's being said in the VSL or writing different copy text on the sales page? What are your thoughts?
No, well, definitely don't make the sales page copy completely different than what's on the VSL, because
Yeah, I mean,
that's
your
just
message
stupid.
usually stays the same. Maybe like the
Yeah,
structure, how it's laid out changes.
yeah, but I don't use necessarily verbatim what's on the VSL. Maybe we could, but um, yeah, I typically put the general message of that on the page.
Do you write your VSLs first or your TSLs?
VSLs.
You like doing VSL first? I
Hmm.
do opposite. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Yeah, I just do like the full sales message and then I like condense it into a VSL structure. I don't know
Yeah.
why or where that started. But it kind of makes sense. VSL, you probably like it's
Well,
probably
it's different, I
longer.
think,
Like
in my situation, because the expert, like I let him handle the VSL. I just sort of give him talking points, and he's pretty good at marketing and sales and stuff. He
okay,
always crushes VSLs, so
yeah. So you can pull from that.
yeah.
How much time do you guys spend on ads? Like, is it e-com where you launch 5, 10, 15 ads each week? Or do you face less ad fatigue? I mean, now we launch like 50 creatives a week at like 3K in spend a day.
Wow. Wow.
Even at
Yeah.
500, it was like it was a lot, but we are like you crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting because I do a lot of on static ads, or image ads. I do a lot of direct response style ads. And so it's like ads that look what direct response style means, like ads that look like headline news, you know, news stories that are going viral, that type of look. Um, and what's interesting is I cycle through them. And also our expert, he makes a lot of ads every week, like, or not ads. He makes a lot of organic content every week. So I just have like so much gold to pull from to turn into ads. And we also do coaching sessions. If you guys aren't doing this, if you guys are doing coaching sessions and you aren't like pulling, like literally just pull the raw, like best 20 minutes of a coaching session and literally run that as an ad, we're seeing really good results on that. Also, client success interviews do really well, just run as ads. Those run really well. But yeah, what's funny is I don't actually replace them too much. Maybe I should, but I am cycling through. I don't know. I do probably like 5 to 10 a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there some offers you know are going to crush but haven't had time to try them out? Yeah, I mean, I have a whole notes. I think of offers all day long, but gotta save them. You never know I need them. I just buy domains, like how I think of the offer, and then I buy the domain for it. So they're just sitting in there, and I have all these offer ideas. Like sometimes they're not even in my market. It's just like I see someone else's.
Yeah.
Do you? Do you have any? Do you like? Would you ever like think of offer ideas for like you can add your catalog or different than your market, or you stay? Are you pretty good at staying focused?
I used to, and then we were just too scattered
Yeah.
our problem was not having it wasn't having, our problem was having too many offers. That was our
Yeah.
problem. So,
Yeah. True.
we got rid of, literally, like, when I say we got rid of over 100 offers that we had. It was literally, we had like over 100 different offers at one point, and we got rid of all of them and we focused down to like, now we have 3 main offers and that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have one called Six Pack Pastors or Six Pack Pastor. I was at a church event.
Oh my God.
Thousands of pastors, and like 80% of them are fat and overweight. And I was like, the Bible says like your body's your temple. And like,
so it's not an AA offer for pastors who are alcoholics, right?
Bro, I never even thought about it like that, bro. Is that what you thought of? I mean, that's the upsell. That's the upsell. That's why they're fat. But I was like, I saw they're all. This is me. I'm just at a church event. Like, dude, everyone here's overweight. You see angles like your body's a temple, but it's like while you're taking care of your flock, your people, like you're not focused on yourself. How do they expect to, when you're on stage talking? How can they respect you if you're overweight, not taking care of yourself? Like, how is he going to trust you? So I was like, saw an offer. It's like how to get a 6-pack as a pastor, and like while managing your church, this or that.
What a very specific niche that is.
And I just what happens on it. So I buy the domain, and I'm just like, boom. One day, once I find a really ripped pastor who wants to do an info offer, I'm going to publish him.
Oh my God.
I have a couple of ones, prayerprotocol.com. I have let me see, what are some other ones I have? I have lowticketquiz.com. That's like my future. So like once we master like, or once we milk this model of like low ticket, I'm already prepared for the future. I already have that ready, so I'm going to do that. I've no show no more. I'm waiting for someone who's really good at removing no shows. So it's like an offer like no show no more. I got customersforfree.com. I have clientsforfree.com. Etsy flipping. It's a biz op I did myself. I would go to Etsy. I think I told you this. I'd license people's products on Etsy and run ads to them.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Stayathomebaker.com, stayathomebakery.com. That's one. Yeah, I got facelesspersonalbrand.com. I have one, Her Detox Method, herdetox.shop, herplasticdetox.com. I have this brand I'm waiting to do there. So I got, there's a few for people to give you guys ideas.
Dang.
Loving these lives. Great pick me up for the week. Well, thank you, Richard, for being here. Thanks for bringing some value to everybody, being a part of it. It's super fun. Oh, shoot. I mean, I guess I probably should get back to doing these since it helped you so much. Shoot.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to bring them back. Well, I might bring them back, Lucas. We'll see. Maybe next week I'll start doing them. But Richard, appreciate you being here. Thanks for staying on for the whole hour. And if you guys are just catching live here, go watch the replay. Richard shares some amazing nuggets on ways that they've been able to generate over 300K in rev from their low ticket call funnel. And Richard, excited to see you hit your next goal of, what do you say, 200K profit a month? Is that the next thing?
200K profit, yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, send me a message when you do. We'll do an update on some of the challenges that you had to solve to get there.
Oh, yeah. I would love that.
Awesome. All right. Appreciate you, brother. I'll stop it here.
Thank you. See you, Josh.